Welcome to richplanet.net, the program which aims to uncover the truth behind the alien and UFO mystery. I'm Richard D. Hall, and this week's program is about UFOs. Most television programs about UFOs concentrate on sightings, which is very interesting. What is far more interesting is the UFOs themselves. In other words, how they work. In this program, I will briefly touch on some UFO sightings, but will be mainly concerned with UFO functionality. Let's start by looking briefly at some of the best photographs available. And when I say best photographs, I mean that the photographs are bona fide, genuine items. The background of the person who took each picture has been investigated, as have the pictures themselves, and there is no evidence whatsoever to suggest that these pictures are fake. Clearly, when people say there is no evidence of UFOs, it is simply because they haven't looked. Let's move on to the interesting part. How do UFOs work? There are a few people in the past who have come forward with inside knowledge through their involvement with the US Black Ops programs. One of these people is Bob Lazar. In 1988 and 1989, Lazar worked for the US Navy at a secret base called S4. Lazar is a physicist and propulsion expert. His role in the program was to try and work out or back-engineer the propulsion system of a flying saucer that the US government had acquired from aliens. Other scientists, such as Tom Vallone, have also given information on how UFO craft operate. I will describe some of his claims later. Some people have tried to debunk Bob Lazar, claiming that he was planted by the government, or that he made the whole thing up to make money, or that he did not have academic qualifications. To answer these claims, I will point out a few facts about Bob Lazar. Firstly, having watched his videos in which he explains the craft's propulsion system, there is no doubt in my mind that he is educated to a high level in physics. Secondly, the claims about him making up the story. He has passed polygraphic lie detector tests, and the police officer who undertook the tests stated, "If he's lying, he ought to be in Hollywood." Also, his story has not changed at all since he went public in 1989. Lazar has not really profited from this story and has moved on to work in other fields. Thirdly, in 2006, Lazar was arrested and had his house raided by the US government because he had built a particle accelerator in his back garden in order to carry out research into hydrogen-propelled vehicles. If he was planted by the government in 1989, why would he be arrested in 2006? He is clearly not on their side. And fourth, in fairly recent years, Lazar has given lengthy interviews about work he was involved with in the 1980s. And by analysing his language and phraseology 20 years later, it is clear he was telling the truth. After he describes the propulsion system of the craft, he goes on to say, "The navigation and flight control side of things still puzzle me." He is genuinely still puzzled about aspects of the UFO he worked on in 1989.